Hi, this is Usha. Welcome to Rathod's IS classes. Today in this lecture, we are going to see current affairs of 1st May 2022. So let's get started with our discussion and let us try to see today's quote. So today's quote is regarding environment. So this environment and ecology is very important subject for both your prelims and as well as mains. So in mains, you can get questions regarding this climate change especially. So this climate change is highly in use, and regarding this climate change, there are a number of incidents that are happening, like increasing of sea level. So because of increasing of sea level, what happened? So number of islands that are present in Pacific Ocean, they are very small islands. So they are at verge of submergence, and even we are seeing droughts, we are seeing floods, landslides are happening. So melting of glaciers is happening, right? So these are some important events. So now, especially summer has begun. So now we are facing extreme heat waves. So now the time is around 6:20 a.m. So in this recording room, I am feeling very hot. So in this early morning also, I can't able to sit in this recording to record the classes. So now you can imagine. So without air conditioners, without fans, we can't live in this summer season. Right? So because of this climate change which is seen highly in news, yes, there is a highly chance of getting questions in your mains and even in your essay. So you need to prepare regarding the codes of this environment for sure. So this code is the major problem in the world or the result of difference between how nature works and how the way people think. Okay, so actually the major problems, that is human induced climate change, it is one of the major challenges that we are facing. So why? Because there is a difference between how nature works and the way people are thinking. So we need to change the mindset of people, okay, such that we can save our nature. So now let us try to see first article. So it is talking about vacancies in high courts. So filling up vacancies in high courts need of the hour. So we are talking about hierarchy of courts in India. So at the bottom level, we will be having district courts. They are also called as subordinate courts. So we will be having criminal courts, civil courts at this district level. And above this district level, at every state, we have high court. And in our country, so we are having one apex court, that is Supreme Court. So this is a hierarchy of courts which are present in our India. So here we are talking about this high courts. So this high court is the highest court at the state level. So here in this high court, we will be having chief justice of high court and even other judges. Now we are facing especially vacancies in this high courts. So this article giving some data regarding so how many cases are pending in high court, in which high court there is high number of vacancies are seen. So now let us try to talk about this article in a great detail, and this topic is important from your polity, which mainly comes under GS paper 2, and this topic is important from your prelims and mains. So from prelims you have to know about which article deals with the appointment of judges in this high court, and you have to know about appointment process, you have to know about collegium, okay, you have to know about first judge case, second judge case, third judge case, like that, okay. And you have to know about NJAC Act, 99th Constitutional Amendment Act, that is NJAC Act that had been struck down. So why it has been struck down? So these all are the dimensions that are important from your mains perspective. So if you're talking about context, it mainly says that with over 5.8 million cases. So 5.8 million cases they were logging at our 25 high courts. So recently we saw one high court which mainly formed. So earlier we have 24 high courts. So recently we had new high court which mainly formed. So let me know which high court is the 25th high court in India in the comment box. So as of now we are having 25 high courts in India. So out of this 25 high courts, there are about 5.8 million cases are pending, right? So now let us try to see some important details. If you see details, it mainly speaks that speaking at the foundation stone laying ceremony at this Madras High Court. So at this Madras High Court, here CJI, okay, that is Chief Justice of India, that is N.V. Ramana sir, he mainly focused on inadequate strength, or there is increasing of vacancies, and there is a delay in the appointment of judges in these high courts. So because of increasing of vacancies, so there is no proper disposal of cases or seeing. So because of this, there is increasing of pendency of cases or seeing in the high courts. So in this context, he mainly said that it is very important to reduce the case load per judge, and we have to improve judge to population ratio. So whatever the judges ratio is there, it is very less, and even though in that less proportion also there is vacancies. So because of this, there is increasing of case load per judge, which is mainly seen. So whenever there is increasing of case load, that will be leading to pendency of cases. And if you are talking about the latest data, it mainly says that in 25 high courts, and we have a combined strength of 1104 judges. So this is the data which may be released by Department of Justice. So as of April 1st, 2022, the working strength of judges, it is 717, and there are about 387 seats are vacant, and you can see the proportion here. Okay, so here 717 judges are working, but if you see the total sanction strength is 1104, that is 1104. Out of this, 387 seats are vacant. So it means there are only 717 judges. They are mainly oofing at 58,92,399 cases. They are pending now. So last year, due to this COVID-19 pandemic, so that 1 year that led to 17,76,672 cases. They were added to a fresh load for this judges now. So already there is existing of backlog of cases that is mainly seen, that cannot be tackled with the present judges strength. So we need to go for appointment for these vacancies, and we can also go for increasing of judge to population ratio. So this is the thing which mainly said by CJI. So if you are talking about highest vacancies, so according to Department of Justice, Allahabad High Court, which mainly tops with the number of vacancies, so with 64 out of the sanction strength 160. So out of the sanction strength, which is 160, there are just 66 judges are there. That means around 94 vacancies are seen alone in this Allahabad High Court. And in this Allahabad High Court, so at presently there are about more than 10 lakh cases are pending. And the next one is Bombay High Court with 37 vacancies, and the sanction strength is 94 in this Bombay High Court. And there are several high courts, for example Delhi High Court, Calcutta High Court, Punjab and Haryana High Court, Patna High Court. There are more than 40% of vacancies that are seen in these high courts as well. As you all know that high court judges were appointed by our President of India. So you can get a question like, so consider the following statements, and the first statement will be High Court judges will be appointed by Prime Minister of India, and Article 217 of Indian Constitution, which mainly deals with the appointment proposal, okay, of High Court. So here they will be asking you like identify incorrect statement or correct statement. So correct statement will be 2 only, because High Court judges will be appointed by President of India but not Prime Minister. And now let's try to see what will be the issues. So what are the issues involved in this increasing of vacancies in the courts? So first one here is, so here this process will be a cumbersome process, because there are inordinate delays in the appointment of these high court judges, and that mainly leads to depleting the number of higher judiciary. That will also affect this justice delivery mechanism. So whenever there is increasing of vacancies, means indirectly there will be increasing of pendency of cases, and that will be also increasing the load on the working judges there. So because of all these things, that will lead to delay in the justice delivery mechanism. And there is also lack of transparency. So whenever there is absence of formal criteria which has multiple worrying implications, so presently there is no structured process to investigate if judge who is recommended by collegium has any conflict of interest or not. So judges appointment, it is mainly done through this collegium. So in this collegium we are facing one important concern here is there is lack of transparency. And next one is improper representation. So the collegium system, which structurally tends to favor particular sections of society and is far from being representative of the population for whom it seeks to deliver justice. So this is also an important concern regarding this collegium system. And next important issue regarding this increasing of pendency of cases, vacancy in the high courts. So here the total sanction strength here is 1100. So please change this number. So the number which I discussed first, that is given in the today's newspaper. So there is a shortfall of about 387 judges, which is mainly seen. So you can change this data. And next one is high pendency of cases. So we are seeing that about 5.8 billion cases are very much pendent. Okay, they are mainly seen like a pendency of cases that are arising here. Okay, so if you see in context, we saw that there are about 5.8 million cases they are pending. So here I will ask you one question. So let us try to see, like this will be like an interview question. So after entering into the interview room, so one of your interview panel will be asking you like, so what is your concern, or what is your perspective regarding in increasing of number of cases or number of pendency of cases in the courts. So in which way, in how many ways we can address this issue. So tell me some measures that can be taken to reduce the cases, reduce the pendency of cases. So at that time, so how you are going to answer this question? So let me know your opinion in the comment box. And now let us move on to next topic. So if you see the next topic, it is also very important. It is regarding fortification of rice. So 600 rice mills being install blending machines for rice fortification. So this article which is mainly talking about blending machines are installed in the rice mills. So what is the issue here? So if you want to understand this topic, we need to know the background. So actually what happened 6 months back, here FCI, Food Corporation of India, said that we are not going to take para-boiled rice. Okay, para-boiled rice, especially from this Telangana state. Okay, so because of this, what happened, this para-boiled rice mills, they were in a distress that what happens if this FCA which is not purchasing this para-boiled rice. So whatever the paddy which is mainly grown in this Telangana, so it will be taken up by this para-boiled rice mills, and they will be making the rice, and that rice will be sold to this FCI, Food Corporation of India, and this FCI will be supplying that rice under this public distribution system. But here FCI declared that we are not going to entertain this para-boiled rice from this Telangana, because already our godowns, they are filling with the stock, and we are having enough amount of stock that will be enough for next 3 to 4 years. So we are not going to take this para-boiled rice from this state of Telangana. So because of this, now here what happened, this rice mills, so this para-boiled rice mills, they started installing of blending machines. They are mainly going for fortification of this para-boiled rice. Okay, so this is some background, and now let us try to see this topic in a very great detail. So this will be important from your science and technology point of view, which mainly comes in GS paper 3. So this food fortification is one of the burning topic now. So here there are many chances to get a question regarding this food fortification in your prelims and even in your mains. So now let us try to see context. So as many as 600 out of 900 major rice mills in Telangana, they installed blending machines, and they started adding micronutrients. So micronutrients are very important for the development of individual, right? So they are going to add this micronutrients to para-boiled rice milled from this paddy brought by them in Rabi season. So if you're talking about different season, we will be having Kharif season, we will be having Rabi season, and as well as we will be having Ziyad season. So this Kharif season is nothing but the summer season, and Rabi season will be nothing but winter season. And between this summer and winter, we will be having a very short period. There we can go for growing of fruits and vegetables, that is called as Ziyad. So let me know in which months we will be going for Kharif season, Rabi season, and as well as Ziyad. So that will be also very important from your prelims point of view. So if you're talking about details, it mainly says that the mills, they started installing the machines since the Food Corporation of India had agreed to buy fortified para-boiled rice in the state. Okay, so here FCI said that yes, we can go for purchasing of this fortified parboiled rice, but not unfortified variety. So here actually you know that the central government which mainly said that yes, we have good amount of storage of food grains in this FCI godowns. So because of that we are not going to take this parboiled rice from this Telangana. And now here central government which mainly left restrictions on this parboiled rice from this state, and it said that we are going to take this fortified rice, okay, fortified parboiled rice. So actually you know that paddy cultivation is very much high in Telangana. So as you all know, paddy, it is a water intensive crop. Here you have to know about what are the favorable conditions for the growing of paddy as well. So as paddy, which mainly cultivated in this rabi, generally yielded broken rice because of higher temperature during the harvest. During the harvest season we will be having high temperature, so that the whatever the rice we are getting now, that will be like a broken rice. Okay, so the state government which had been supplying this parboiled rice to this FCI all these years, but now FCI which mainly refused to take this parboiled rice from this year because it already had surplus stocks in their godowns. So against this backdrop, now FCI, Food Corporation of India, which mainly agreed to buy 40.2 lakh tons of raw rice and 22.6 lakh tons of fortified parboiled rice. They are going to take 40.2 lakh tons of raw rice and they are going to take 2.6 lakh tons of this fortified parboiled rice of this rabi season from the state. So if you're talking about food fortification or rice fortification, we are mainly adding micronutrients. Micronutrients we are adding to this regular rice by using some technology. So here we are using this fortified rice kernels. They are mainly formed by mixing of extruder machine, by using an extruder machine. So these kernels are then blended with the regular rice to produce fortified rice. So here we are mainly adding some micronutrients, per se iron, per se folic acid, vitamin D, vitamin B12. So iron, it is very important for mainly to treat some anemia, the garden disease, and folic acid is very important for the development of each and every cell, and vitamin D, which helps to prevent rickets or bone deficiency or osteoporosis, and this B12 vitamin, it is nothing but cyanocobalamin. So these are some important micronutrients that we are going to add with this rice kernels. Okay, so this fortification of rice also follows that of salt. So in salt, if you have saw this salt packet, so it will be written like iodized salt. So iodine is very important. Mainly that will be helpful to treat goiter. Okay, so to prevent this goiter or to mainly treat this goiter, we need to take iodine supplements. So this is mainly fortified in this salt, iodized salt, and you will be also getting some advertisements in the newspapers and even TV channels like so and so branded salt is iodized salt. And next one is we are also seeing some oils now, like whatever the edible oil that we are taking. If you see the packet, they says that we are also adding vitamin E, vitamin D, vitamin A, like that. Okay, for example, I can talk about gold drop oil and sunflower oil, fortune sunflower oil. So they are like fortified oils. And apart from that, even semia, okay, even Bambino packets, they will be having like fortified with micronutrients. Okay, so even pasta, right? So in this way, not only rice, we can go for food fortification that can be seen like salt, oil, milk, wheat, etc. So here, if you say some more details, it mainly says that the official mainly said that center proposed the supply of this fortified rice in the public distribution system. So whenever under this public distribution system, people will be getting subsidized food grains with this micronutrients, means they will be helpful in improving of immunity levels of people. Okay, so because of this novel coronavirus that mainly affected the nutrition of the people. So here by providing this food grains, that is fortified food grains under this PDA system, so it will be very helpful. So apart from that, after the state government which mainly decided to toe the line of center officials, they suggested that millets to install these blending machines, okay, for fortification of this rice. And the supply of this fortified rice made a small beginning from Anganwadi centers. So first they will be coming up with a trial and error method. So they will be start supplying to this Anganwadi centers here. and later on they will be go for midday meals program for children in the schools and even PDS system. So if you're talking about some facts regarding this fortification, it is nothing but we are adding some key vitamins. For example, iron, iodine, zinc, vitamin A, vitamin D to staple foods like milk, meat, milk, rice, and as well as salt. We have iodized salt. That will be helpful in especially improving of nutritional content. Okay. So actually these nutrients may or may not be originally present in the food before processing. But after once processing is done, yes, these will be there for sure. So we're talking about fortification of rice. According to Food Ministry, fortification of rice, it is one of the cost effective and complementary strategy. So this will be mainly increases vitamin and as well as mineral content in the diets. So as per FSSAI norms, so 1 kg of fortified rice will contain 28 mg to 42 mg of iron and 75 to 125 micrograms of folic acid, and vitamin B12, that is cyanocobalamin, it will be like 0.75 to 1.25 milligrams. So in addition to these vitamins, we can also see there will be the combinations of zinc, vitamin A, that is retinol, vitamin B1 thiamine, vitamin B2 riboflavin, vitamin B3 niacin, vitamin B6 pyridoxine. So these are also added. And if you see why we need to go for fortification of rice, why we need this fortified rice first of all. So already you know that India, which is mainly facing some high levels of malnutrition, that is seen mainly in women and as well as in children. So according to Food Ministry, every second woman in the country is anemic. Okay, they are mainly facing anemia. So mainly to treat this anemia, we need to provide some iron supplements. So that iron which is mainly added in this rice fortification, that will be helpful to address this problem of anemia. So apart from that, India also stand or slipped to 101 position in the Global Hunger Index 2021 of 116 countries. So because of this, we need to address this challenge. And if you're talking about deficiency of this micronutrients or malnutrition, okay, that is known as hunger, that is hidden hunger. So hidden hunger is nothing but there is a deficiency of micronutrients. So it is one of the serious health risk as well. And next one is, as you all know that rice is one of the India's staple foods. It mainly consumed by about 2/3 of our Indian population. So because of this fortification of rice will be very much helpful to provide micronutrient supplements for the people. So if you see this infographic which mainly talks about what is fortified rice. So in this fortified rice, we are going with a practice of increasing the content of an essential micronutrient, for example vitamins and minerals, and we can also focusing on improving of nutritional quality and even to provide a public health benefit as well. Okay, so one important cause of concern regarding this fortified rice is, so this fortified rice that cannot be stored for more than 45 days. So that means we cannot use it for long, we cannot store it for long. So this is the one important cause of concern. And now let us try to see next topic. It is regarding autism support network to help give specialized care in rural India. So this article which is mainly talking about autism. So this is we are mainly focusing on this autism spectrum disorder, that is ASD. So this article is important from your science and technology, which mainly comes under your GS paper 3. And now let us try to talk about this topic. Actually in April, I think April 2nd, we will celebrate this autism day. So please check the date once. And if you're talking about context, it mainly says that we need to create awareness of this autism spectral disorder. So especially in the urban areas, yes, people will be knowing at least more compared to the rural people, right? So in the rural areas also, we need to create awareness regarding this autism spectrum disorder, and we need to try to help the people to understand, and they need to accept and support the individuals with autism. And especially parents and caregivers, they need to have some training regarding how to deal with this autism spectrum disorder. So for this, Tata Power Community Development Trust has partnered with the Center for Autism and Other Disabilities Rehabilitation Research Education, and actually it is a non-profit organization which is mainly based on Thiruvananthapuram. They mainly came up with one support network, that is pay attention, a different mind is a gifted mind. Okay, so it is one of the India's first digital, okay, first digital autism support network. So if we're talking about details, it mainly says that, so this initiative will be very much helpful for the especially people from small towns or rural areas. They will be getting some access to special care and support that will be helpful mainly to create auxiliary network champions as well. So one important perception or myth regarding this autism is, so if at all any children who is suffering with autism means whether there is a neurological disorder, not, because not, they will be having good intelligence, because even recently there was one news in 2022 in February that one 12 years old autism girl, she swam across this Arabian Sea. So here we can't say that they will be having a very low skills, but they will be having knowledge, they will be having intelligence, but they will not try to communicate with others. So this is one important problem facing by these autism patients. So here we need to provide proper support, proper care for these people. Yes, they will be excelling in the different fields as well. There were number of success stories regarding this autism, right? So this platform shall also enable mentoring. It will be also providing some skills and also meaningful livelihoods for the people who are suffering with this autism. So this network or this platform which mainly focusing on the first phase and as well as second phase. So in the first phase, this initiative will be primarily focuses on supporting of children with autism, and later in the second stage they will be focusing on young adults, and they will be trying to empower them with the life skills and as well as career readiness. And if you're talking about this project, which mainly aims to create a network of grassroots champions that will be helpful for early identification of this autism, and they will be providing the first level care, and they will be trying to teach some social skills, and they will be helpful to ease of doing of some daily living activities, and they will be also conducting some workshops, okay, for the motor development, for the sensory development in this autism people. And they will be also giving some training in art, crafts, dance, music therapy, physical and mental fitness. They will be also focusing on how to improve the communication skills, and this will be also enable support for the academics as well. So if you're talking about autism, like autism spectrum disorder, it mainly refers to a range of conditions which mainly characterized by impaired social behavior. So they can't come outside and they will be mingle with our society or neighborhood. So they will be having some problems regarding communication, language, and they will be having a very narrow range of interest and activities, right? So it is like a complex brain development disability that which is visible during the first 3 years of the person's life. So after birth, within 3 years we can identify this autism, okay, and it is not like a mental retardation, but they will be also having some excellent skills in the spheres of art, music, writing, etc. here. So they will be having different levels of intellectual functioning in individuals as well, right? So if we're talking about causes, it is mainly because of some environmental factors and even genetic factors are responsible. And if you're talking about signs and symptoms regarding this autism, so they will be facing some difficulty in social communication, they will be facing difficulty in interacting with others, and they'll be having a very restricted interest and even repeated behaviors. So this is about detail regarding this autism. And now let us try to see next topic. It is regarding heat waves. Heat waves are starting earlier than before. So this is the thing which mainly said by this World Meteorological Organization. And this topic is important from your GS paper 1 under geography. So there is one topic called as heat waves, right? So if you see context, it mainly says that as large parts of India and Pakistan, they experiencing high levels of temperature. So this is the thing which mainly said by United Nations Specialized Agency on Weather. Okay, so why? What is the reason? Reason here because of climate change. So because of climate change, we are experiencing extreme heat in the two countries. So now let us try to see some more important details. So here World Meteorological Organization, in short WMO, which mainly said that we are facing extreme heat in Pakistan and as well as India, and it is solely because of climate change. And heat waves are more frequent and they are more intense, and as well as they are starting earlier than when we are comparing with the past. And the global body which mainly added that national meteorological and hydrological departments in the both countries, they were working closely with health and as well as disaster management agencies. Okay, so here the global body which mainly said that national meteorological and hydrological departments of this India and Pakistan, they are mainly trying to work very much closer with the health and as well as disaster management agencies to come out with some heat health action plans here that will be helpful for saving of the lives of people. So if we're talking about some more important details, it mainly says that heat waves, they have multiple and they will be having some cascading impacts not just on the human health, but also they will be having some negative impact on ecosystem, agriculture, water, energy supplies and some key sectors of economy as well, right? So this is the thing which mainly said. And if you're talking about some facts regarding what are these heat waves is nothing but we can see there will be abnormal temperature, there is increasing of temperature and this will be more than normal maximum temperature. And these heat waves are commonly seen during the summer season in northwestern and as well as south central parts of India. Okay, so what happens in this heat wave? So this heat wave, it is a condition of air temperature which is mainly going to become very much fatal to the human body when we exposed. So Indian Meteorological Department which mainly requires that temperature should reach at least 40 degrees centigrade. Temperature will be like 40 degrees centigrade in plains and 30 degrees centigrade in the hilly regions as well. And actually it is mainly because of combination of global warming and even population growth. So how population growth will leads to increasing of climate change? For example, there is rapid pace of urbanization. So in this urbanization, we are going for laying of big buildings by using concrete and we are going for laying of roads, etc. So because of increased concretization, that will be acting as an urban heat island. So it is one of the important reasons which mainly contributed by population growth. And if you see what is the impact of these heat waves, so first one is that will leads to mortality and as well as morbidity. So as you all know, this IPCC, that is Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, in the second part of AR6 report, which mainly said that heat waves are causing human deaths and morbidity. So because of increased heat, that will mainly lead to increase in the diseases. For example, diabetes, circulatory system deficiencies and even respiratory conditions. Because of this heat wave, what happened? The dehydration will be very much high. So whenever the dehydration is high means the blood will be get thickened so that it cannot be easily passed. So because of this, what happened? The oxygen carrying capacity of this blood will be decreased because blood is not flowing as usual. So that because of that, that will be leads to cell death. Finally, the organ will be leads to damage. Okay, so in this way, there is increased chances of diabetes, circulatory system disease and respiratory conditions and even mental health challenges will be also very much high. So apart from that, because of this heat waves, whatever the crop that we are growing, that will be also having some negative impact on this heat waves due to this heat waves. And next one is less food production as well as high prices. So there are also some risk which is mainly seen because of this heat waves here. So whenever there is a crop loss is happening, automatically the production of this crop will be decreased. So whenever the production is decreased means the amount which is coming into market will be low. So whenever the supply is low means demand will be increased. So because of increase in the demand and low supply, that will leads to high price in the market. Okay, so that will leads to inflation. And next one is labor productivity losses. So a higher urban population also implies that heat induced labor productivity loss, which may result in economic impacts here. So millions of farmers and construction workers, they would also lose the income because some days they can't do work because of very high temperature. And next one is wildfire and droughts. So the Lancet report of 2021, which mainly says that populations of 134 countries, they are experiencing an increased exposure to these wildfires with droughts and becoming more widespread in even before. So when you are comparing with the even before, so now in the coming years we are going to see more intense wildfires and as well as droughts. And now let us try to see the main question regarding this topic. Reducing the health impact of extreme heat is an urgent priority. So and should include immediate changes to infrastructure, urban environment and individual behavior to prevent heat-related deaths. So mainly if you want to control this heat-related deaths, you need to come up with changes in our infrastructure. We need to go for greenhouses. We need to go for changes in our urban environment. So we need to go for increasing of plantations. For example, Miyawaki cultivation. Okay, and we can go for changes in our concrete buildings. And next one is there is a need of change in individual behavior as well. So these are some steps that we can take to bring some change in the health related deaths. So now let us try to see next topic. It is regarding gross green violations in Sundarbans. It is a CAG report. So here CAG, it is nothing but Controller and Auditor General. So this is one of the important constitutional body. So yes, you have to know some facts regarding this CAG, regarding appointment process, tenure, etc., committee, like that. So this topic is very important, and this CAG, you can get some information in your polity Lakshmikant. There is a separate chapter regarding this CAG. So now let us try to talk about this topic. It is important from your environment and ecology. So title says that a gross green violence in Sundarbans. So if you see a recent audit report which may released by this CAG, that is Controller and Auditor General, and this report which mainly found out that illegal construction violations of environment norms in 2 Ramsar sites in West Bengal. In 2 Ramsar sites in West Bengal, that is the first one is East Kolkata wetlands and next one is Sundarbans. Here I can frame you a prelims questions. So recently East Kolkata wetlands and Sundarbans are seen in news. In which state they are present? I can give you options like West Bengal, Odisha, Chhattisgarh, like that, and you have to pick up the correct option, that is West Bengal. So in West Bengal we have this East Kolkata wetlands and as well as Sundarbans. And now let us try to see some more important details. It mainly says that there were illegal construction in this East Kolkata wetland, and as well as there is some violation of this coastal regulation zone area in Sundarbans. So because of this violations, that will be having some negative impact on the ecology of that area, and those people will have been penalized. So in this East Kolkata wetland, it is a unique peri-urban ecosystem which mainly lies in the eastern fringes of Kolkata, and this wetland which mainly covers about 12,500 hectares of land, and it mainly spread across 37 musas and state south and north Praganas districts. Okay, and this report which mainly highlighted that there is a failure to delineate boundaries of this East Kolkata wetland, and there is uncontrolled transfer of land that is mainly seen. So because of this, we can say there is a lack of effective policy of East Kolkata Wetland Management Authority. So if we are talking about some more important details of this CAG, so CAG has also raised a red flag about Hovercraft Station. So Hovercraft Station, okay. So what is Hovercraft Station? It is mainly regarding a guard room or officers' mess, accommodation, park, fuel bank, sailors institute, etc. They are mainly seen in this area. So it is mainly violating the CRZ rules. Okay, as per this CRZ coastal regulation zone notification, which mainly disallows the construction of any residential buildings that is in the no development zone, but they came up with this development of this area. So this CAG report which also highlighted some serious violations of this CRZ norms in this Sundarban area as well, right? So this is about this topic. And now let us try to see what is the CRZ norms. So under section 3 of Environment Protection Act of 1986 of India, so coastal regulation zone notification which mainly issued on in February 1991 for the first time, but in 2018 and 19, so fresh rules were issued, and these rules which mainly aimed to remove certain restrictions on building and to streamline the clearance process, and they also aimed to encourage tourism in the coastal areas. So if you're focusing on what are the objectives, they may restrict certain kinds of activities like large construction, new industry, storage or disposal areas of hazardous materials, mining, reclamation and building, etc. So what are the restrictions? Restrictions here is especially in these areas which are of greater importance. So there should be no development. There is a no development zone of 20 meters for all islands, including the mainland coast as well, where we can see backwaters in the mainland. Okay, so the restrictions include we need to focus on ecological sensitivity and as well as distance from the shore, and whether the area had been decided as a national park or wildlife zone. So these are some important restrictions. And now let us try to see next topic. It is regarding climate change may increase the risk of new infections. So this article which mainly says that yes, climate change which is having the negative impact on the people's life, because we are also going to get new infections. So this is the one which is a study which is mainly done. So this article is important from your science and technology, which mainly comes in the GS paper 3. Already the video is becoming very lengthy, so I have to complete this topics within the given time for me. So if you see context, it mainly says that here climate change will result in thousands of new viruses. They spread among the animal species by 2070. So by 2070, that is by coming 50 years, we are going to see the new virus which is mainly going to be spread from the animals to humans. So because of this, there might be increase in the risk of transmission of infectious diseases that is going to jump from animals to the humans according to new study. So if you see details, it mainly says that yes, it is especially true. We are mainly evident of different diseases like flu, HIV, Ebola, COVID-19 that has been transmitted from animals to humans. So this is widely seen in this Africa and Asia. So especially zoonotic diseases. So diseases that can be transmitted from animals to humans, they are called as zoonotic diseases. So this zoonotic diseases, they are highly seen in this Africa and Asia region. So this research which mainly published in the journal Nature, and this study which mainly says that there are about 3000 mammal species, they might migrate and they share the viruses in the over next 50 years. So why this migration of these mammals will be happen? So for example, let us try to take this is as forest. So in this forest there is a wildlife which is present, flora is present, fauna is present. So because of this climate change, there might be lead to droughts. So because of these droughts, whatever the trees which are present, whatever the small shrubs, plants are present, they will be get dried up. So because of this, especially herbivores which are present in this area, they are not going to get food and they will be start coming outside. They will be migrating from one area to another area. So in migration, they will be come across the contact with the people, and in this way there will be transmission of this virus from these animals to the people, right? And next important one is water. Due to climate change, whenever temperature is increasing, so because of this temperature rise, what are the water bodies which are present here means, here if they dried up means, so animals they can't live without water. So in search of water they will be migrating, right? So they will be also coming in the contact with the people. So in this way here, the virus which is present in these mammals, they will be transmitted or jumped into the humans whenever they will coming in contact with this people. Okay, so this research which mainly found that that cross species of virus which mainly spread will be happen over 4000 times among mammals alone, and this study which didn't included any type of birds and as well as marine animals, they studied only mammals. So this research said that not all virus will spread into humans or become pandemic like scale of the coronavirus, but the number of cross species viruses, they are having the increase the risk that's mainly spread to humans. And this study which mainly highlights about global crisis, climate change and infectious diseases which mainly spread because of climate change. So this is of the first type of study which mainly focused on climate change and how this climate change will leads to spreading of some infectious diseases. And now let us try to see next topic. It is regarding better crops. So this article is important from your science and technology which mainly comes in the GS paper 3. And now let us try to see context. Here plant scientists, they are turning to strategies adopted from the gene editing tool that is CRISPR-Cas9. So now scientists, they are mainly trying to use this CRISPR-Cas9. So it is a gene editing tool. They are going to improve yield and robustness and consumer appeal of commercial cereals, fruits and vegetables. So they are going to use this CRISPR-Cas9. It is a gene editing tool. We are going to modify the genes and we are going to get the special characteristics that we want. So if you see details, it mainly says that sweeter strawberries, they are nice start. So we started this using of this CRISPR-Cas9 to produce sweeter strawberries, but same capabilities are being harnessed to generate crops with greater disease resistance and even higher nutritional content. So if we're talking about some facts, that is about CRISPR-Cas9. So this CRISPR-Cas9, this system which mainly contains two key molecules. First one is Cas9 and second one is guide RNA. So in short, it is gRNA, Cas9 and gRNA. So these are the two important components of this CRISPR-Cas9. So this Cas9 which is responsible for the cutting of the gene. So it is called as molecular scissor, and this Cas9 will be guided by this gRNA, guide RNA. So this guide RNA which mainly contains pre-designed RNA sequence. Okay, it is mainly located with a longer RNA scaffold. So this will be guiding this Cas9 where to cut this DNA exactly. So actually there was one question regarding this CRISPR-Cas9 which is mainly seen in 2017, and even in 2019 prelims also there was one question. It was a very simple question. I didn't add this 2019 question, you can see in the Google. So CRISPR-Cas9 has been seen recently in news. It is a system which mainly used by bacterial cell to recognize and to destroy viral DNA in the form of adaptive immunity. So for this also this CRISPR-Cas9 which mainly used. Actually this CRISPR-Cas9 is a molecular scissor. So this was a question which mainly asked in 2019. So I want to give you one mains question. So discuss about this CRISPR gene editing technology and concerns raised by it. So try to write answer within 250 words. And now let us try to see next article, and this is the last article for the discussion. So this is about research ethics. So this article is important from your ethics which mainly comes under your GS paper 4. So now let us try to see context. So China's powerful state council is calling on research institutions to expand and to improve ethical teaching. So ethics training they are mainly focusing. So why they are focusing this ethics training? Because actually they came up with creating a first baby with edited genes in 2018. So now they have mainly focusing on this ethics training. So if you are talking about ethical concerns regarding genome editing, so actually it will lead to inequality, because only wealthy parents they can go for upgrading of their offsprings, but not poor people. So because of this, that will lead to greater inequality in society. And next one is, whenever we are creating human embryos means, so they will be our future humans. So because of that, how we are using that embryos, it is also one of cause of concern. So whenever we are destroying means we are destroying the future humans. And next one is, so there might be a potential misuse of this technology that will be also used for this eugenics and creating of genetic discrimination. And next one is, this can be used in agriculture and genetic modification. So this genetic modification is used in agriculture, right? So it is a major debate which is mainly going on. So apart from this, it will be also having some impact on our human generations. So it will be also changing the genetic pool as well. So these are some ethical concerns. So if you're talking about ethical questions that can be raised regarding this topic is, how can good and bad use of this genetic therapy can be distinguished? So how can we distinguish that this editing which is mainly used for the bad thing or good thing? And who decides which traits are normal? Okay, that will lead to disability or disorder. So will the high cost of this gene therapy make it available only for the wealthy, or it can be also accessible by the poor? So could the widespread use of this gene therapy make society less accepting of people who are different? So what happens if there is anything which happened wrong in that gene? So whether society will be going to accept that generation or not? So should people be allowed to use this genetic gene therapy to enhance basic human traits such as height, intelligence and athletic ability? And next one is, if scientists use these technologies to change the genetic material of human embryos, thereby permanently change the human genome pool or not? So these are some ethical questions which are mainly present. So this is about this topic, and please try to think in these dimensions. So actually the time is running out already. The video is very long, so I have to discuss fast. So now let us try to see yesterday's questions. So first one is, atmospheric temperature significantly varies its distribution pattern. So the factors that are reason for the variability include sign of latitude, yes, land and water distribution, even oceanic currents. So all these are correct. And next one is temperature anomaly. So positive anomaly means recording of higher temperature than the normal identify over the land in the lower altitudes during daytime, yes. And this temperature and negative anomaly means less temperature, yes, it is mainly seen at the higher altitudes during daytime, not night time. So you can eliminate this. So the correct option will be 1 only. And today's questions are very simple questions. So first one, it is regarding the extreme cold winters in central lowlands of USA is due to particular polar wind. So which is that wind here? And next one is the temperature in the stratosphere increases because of presence of ozone. So ozone dash the light, it absorbs or scatters or reflects. So please give me the answer for these questions. And now let us try to see a small announcement. So we are coming up with this UPSC mains answer writing practice course of validity 1 year. So in this course we are giving detailed weekly syllabus you have to read, and on this daily one mains question will be given. On Sunday there will be essay or case study, and this course it is going to be started from May 2nd and admissions will be open from May 2nd to May 10th only. So already admissions had been opened, so please try to join this course. And if you have any queries regarding this course, you have to call to this number 8074765513. And why you have to choose this course? It is a budget friendly, it is easily accessible for everyone, and we will be providing one-to-one mentorship and complete guidance will be given. And for sure I can assure you, you are going to complete your UPSC syllabus of GS1 to GS4 within 1 year, and you are going to read each and every topic and you are going to write answer on each and every topic, so that it will be very beneficial. And apart from this, we are also ready to launch this pen drive course of Rathod IAS. So it is for foundational course for 2023, and it's also very helpful because we are providing more than 600 hours of video lectures, and the validity will be 2 years, and the price is 60,000 rupees. And if you want to take foundational course in our website, you can take this. So unique features of this course is we are having expert faculty, we are having a good team that will support you always, and there is a comprehensive coverage of syllabus, 100% conceptual clarity we are providing here, and more than 600 to 700 hours of classes. We also give you prelims test series and mains answer writing course, which is free if you are taking this foundational course. So for the details you can visit our website. This is our website link. Okay, so you can go to our website, there you can register and you can see the demo videos. So from today onwards, we are trying to release some demo videos of different faculty in the YouTube as well. Okay, so in the YouTube also you can get those videos. So now let us try to see today's Hindu newspaper PDF. Okay, without wasting any time, let us see the titles itself. So here the date is 1st May. And this is Delhi edition. So first article is important, that is governments ignoring the court orders, says CJI. So this article which is mainly talking about contempt petitions, and you can also add one more dimension here is increasing of vacancy of cases. And after sizzling April, temperatures in May to be high in the north and as well as west. It is a thing which mainly said by this IMD. IMD weather forecast says that the temperature is going to be very high. And if you move forward, leave this city page. And here in this city page, I didn't found anything much important. And if you move forward in this states page, you can see this article regarding vacancies. I discussed this topic. And there is one interesting article regarding this traditional wisdom keeps native seeds alive. So it is about tribal women's initiatives in this Rajasthan district. So especially if you are from anthropology optional background, you have to refer this article, especially regarding the role of this tribal people. And regarding this rice fortification, I discussed this topic. And if you move forward in the states page, you can see, you can refer what is the role of CBI. CBI is seen highly in use. And if you move forward, you can see POCSO court awards death sentence for 2. You have to know about this POCSO. It is protection of children from sexual offences. You have to know that act. And if you move forward, I discussed about this autism. I discussed about this heat waves topic. And I discussed about this Sundarbans CAG report. And you have to know about jute. So what are the important conditions for the growing of this jute, and as well as where jute it is grown in India and where this jute industries are present in India. So this will be important from your geography. And you can see this article is talking about wildfires. So now because of increasing of temperature, heat waves, there will be increased incidence of these wildfires. So you have to know about how we can deal with these wildfires, that is comes under our disaster management. And there is one more article regarding this nuclear weapon threat from this scheme, that is North Korea. You can refer that topic. And this one is Afghanistan, which is facing power shortage. So you already know about what will be the impact of this power shortage on the economy. So already Afghanistan, which is facing severe economic crisis, and now this economic crisis will be further deteriorated because of this power crisis. And if you move forward in the science and technology, you have to know about booster dose. Already we discussed about this booster dose number of times. I discussed regarding this research ethics. And there is one article regarding this genetically modified pigs. So in this genetically modified pigs, they are coming up with a changing of alpha gal molecule. So this alpha gal molecule, which is responsible for this rejections. So actually, you know that one American person who got a pig heart, and and most of the times we thought that yes, this will be successful, and after 1.5 months he lost his life. Okay, so why? Because of whenever we are taking this transplants, so those transplants will be rejected by our body immune system. So because of this gene, this molecule, that is alpha gal, so in this genetically modified pig, we are removing this alpha gal, so that will be reduces this organ transplant rejection, such that this transplant will be successful from now onwards. So this is about this topic. And next one is about better crops. I discussed regarding this climate change, and as well as the risk of new infections. And this FAQ page, there are many articles which are relevant. That is why electric vehicles are catching fire. So here you need to know about what is this lithium ion battery. So what is happening in this lithium ion battery here. So you have to see this exposure risk regarding this mechanical abuse, electrical abuse, and as well as thermal abuse. So what it is happening here, and how it is leading to this catching fire. And next topic is regarding intense heat. So one important reason that mainly said in this article is because of lack of rainfall, that is leading to increasing of heat, especially during this month of April. Whenever there's high temperature, means we need to get the rainfall, but there is no rainfall. So because of this, we are having intense heat waves. And next one is regarding fuel tax rate. Already we discussed this topic number of times. You have to see that once. So these are some important articles that appeared in this today's newspaper. I hope you enjoyed this lecture. By this I am concluding. Thank you so much.